Welcome back everyone. In the last video we were talk about some basic things of Python strings. So in this video we're going to continue right where we left off last video. But we'll be discussing string indexing and slicing. Indexing, where we grab a single character. And slicing, or grab a subsection of the string. Let's jump to the Jupyter notebook and get started. Okay. So to start all of this, I'm going to create the variable called string1. And I'm going to set it equal to the string hello world. So notice there's a space in there between hello world. I run this. And let's check to make sure. Okay, so we have hello world there ready to go. Now, let's imagine I wanted to grab a single character from this string. In that case, I want to use indexing. So we do is we call the variable name. We have square brackets off of it. And let's imagine I want to grab the first character. This capital H. That I pass in as 0 because indexing starts at 0. And that allows me to return that first character. H. Let's try to grab another character. Let's say we want to grab W. So, let's count this out. String 1. And we want to count from 0. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So notice space counts. 6. So if I pass 6 there, it should return W. Perfect. So, again, this is known as indexing. Now, let's imagine we wanted to grab this letter, O. Well, there's two ways I can actually do this. I could say string 1 and 7 because that's right after that W. The other way I could do it is using the reverse indexing we previously mentioned. So starting at 0 from H, I can go backwards in the string. So that D is -1, L is -2, R is -3. And that means this O is -4. So if I say string 1, -4, and it will actually get back that O. And then if I keep going backwards in the string, I'll get back that W. Which is right for the O. So I will get back to this W right there. So you can use both positive index positions and negative index position to grab elements or characters from the string. And that's really useful again because oftentimes you'll have a variable string. Maybe it's someone's name. You don't know how big that name is, but for whatever reason you want to grab the last letter of the name. They can always just use -1. And you know that's the last letter of the string. Okay, let's go ahead and continue to discuss slicing. So, slicing is a little more complicated because we're grabbing a subsection of the string. So that's more than one character typically. Let's review our string. String 1 here is hello world. And I'm going to read to find string 1. Just a little bit easier to follow as ABCDEFGHIJK. So it's just kind of a string of the alphabet there, or redefine it. And now I have this string of the alphabet. So, let's imagine that we wanted to grab a subsection of string that started a particular index and then went all the way to the end. Well, the way we can do that is we would say string 1, square bracket notation. And then we would say the starting index. Let's imagine we want to start at the letter C and then go all the way to the end. So C is an index 2. Because it's 0, 1, 2. So what I do is, I passing 2. And if I just do that, it gives me back the letter C. But if I want from C all the way to the end, I can say colon. And that indicates starting an index 2. Colon, go all the way to the end. And there we have C, D, all the way to K. Okay, now, let's imagine kind of an opposite situation where I want to grab everything up to a particular index. That I could say string 1, colon. And let's say I wanted to grab A, B, and C. So starting at the very beginning, go ahead and grab all the way up to, essentially, letter D here. So let's say 0, 1, 2, 3. Passing 3 there. And then we run this and we get back A, B, C. Now this is sometimes confusing for students. Because we check up string 1. Technically we have the D. Index position 3 because it's 0, 1, 2, 3. We should note here is that the stop index, this term right here for 3, which only returns back ABC. That stop index is basically saying go up to, but not including that index position. So, go up to the letter D, but don't include it, which essentially says ABC. So, keep that in mind as you're kind of playing around with slice notation. This stop is up to, but not including. Okay, let's combine these two ideas of a starting index and stop index by trying to grab a subsection of the string that's in the middle. For example, let's try to grab D, E, F from the middle of the string. The way we can do that is to say string 1, open square brackets, and then we start off with our starting index position. In this case it's a letter D. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3. Then we say colon, and then it's going to go up to the index position of G here. Because I just want D, E, F. So we're going to go up to but not including G, so that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now if I run this, I get back D, E, F. So let's practice this one more time by trying to grab another subsection of the string. For example, let's try to grab just B and C, these two letters, B, C. And the way we can do that is we'll type up string 1. Open and close square brackets. Our starting index position is that 0, 1 for B. Colon. And then it looks like we want to go up to, but not including the 0, 1, 2, 3. We'll run this, and there we have BC. And I would encourage you to try to grab a subsection. So choose a subsection of the string and then see if you can grab it and go ahead and pause the video and try that out. Okay, to end the discussion, let's quickly discuss step size. Let's imagine that I wanted to grab everything from the beginning of the string all the way to the end. Well, technically that's just the string itself. But I could also use colon notation for this. I can say colon colon, and that basically says from all the way to the beginning, go all the way to the end. Now you don't often see this because you might as well just call the string itself. But this is technically valid syntax. The reason you might see something like this is if someone wanted to specify the third parameter. And that is the step size. So right now we're saying, go all the way from the beginning to the end and the step size of 1. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So that's the default step size of 1. However, I can change that by providing a number, such as 2. And that says go and jumps of 2. So, from A, go to C, T, to G, to I, to K. So if I run this, I get back A, C, E, G, I, K. Because I'm jumping in this step size of 2. We can increase this to be a step size of 3. And then we'll get from A, jump to D, jump to G, jump to J, and then there's no more letters to jump to because we're jumping in a larger step size. So that's how step size works, and you can combine this with the start and stop as well. So, we could say something like, starting from index 2. Go up to without including index 7, and the step size of 2. And we get back, C, E, G. So C, then jump to E, then jump to G. So notice how this all works in combination. You have a start, stop, and then step signs. Something that you may commonly see is using a clever step sign trick to reverse string. And what you can do is say, string 1. And then say, from all the way to the beginning, all the way to the end. Take a step size of -1. And what that does is actually reverse the string. Because you say from all the way to the beginning to all the way to the end. Go and take a backward step. Which is that K, J, I, all the way to the end. So this kind of little Python trick now often interviews people asking you to reverse the string, and they kind get annoyed by Python nieces because they quickly just do this nice kind of slick one-liner instead of doing a for loop. But I just want you to be aware of that. And typically in our code, we won't really be using this too much because it's more of a trick. But again, a very useful one at that. So, that's it for slicing and indexing. So guys, if you learned something in this video, please like this video and put a comment below in the comments section. And please share this video with your friends. You can watch our other videos on channel page, link in the description. So please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for our new videos and updates. Coming up next, we're going to discuss a little bit about some useful string properties we'll see in there. Thank you.